Today on the Topping Show, Vivek's 6 steps for fixing the Middle East goes viral. Disney CEO admits coming back may have been a mistake. DeSantis' speech on standing with Israel goes viral. Bud Light San Francisco sweepstakes gets mostly fake responses. GM and Stellantis both announced additional layoffs due to the ongoing strike with the UAW. Mercedes EV production is ever increasing. Burger King is rolling out a new remodeling of their stores. And CNN is caught making fake news, this time a fake attack video in Israel. All that, much more on the Topping Show. Thank you everyone for taking the time to tune in today. Today's episode of Topping Show is sponsored by Topping Technologies. Topping Technologies is an IT value-added reseller and services company with a special proficiency in IT security. Heck, I see their founder released twice today. Gotta say he's quite handsome and brilliant. He's me, you see, that's the joke. If you're an IT leader or business owner, you can reach the team at sales@toppingtechnologies.com. Also, I have a fun little promo going on for that month of October. Giving away, if you spend $37K, you get a 37mm flare launcher, and yes, you can mount it to an AR-15, like all awesome accessories can be. Lastly, for the intro, trying to get to 4,000 subscribers by the end of October, so if you can click that button, I would greatly appreciate it. Now, going over to the business part of the podcast, you have General Motors announcing more layoffs due to the ongoing strike with the United Auto Workers. This coming after the UAW wanted just a mere $80 to $100 billion for their next upcoming contract, which would have bankrupted all the big three, with the exception of, I believe GM has made a little bit over the billion per year, so they may make $1 billion profit. It was a minuscule profit to say the least, at least for the other big three being GM, Ford, and Stellantis. Ford and Stellantis don't make the profits great enough to actually cover the original contract ask, so it'll be interesting to see at the end of the day where they fall. Now, specifically, GM is going to cut 155 employees at the facilities in Toledo, Ohio, and Lansing, Michigan, as well as Marion, Indiana. Now, in terms of total, this brings the GM layoffs since the start of the UAW strike to a little bit over 2,300 workers, which is going to be detrimental for the 18 people who still want to buy the product. Nevertheless, we'll be interested to see where the factories are closing or where the layoffs continue to go. The UAW has been very strategic in their approach. They have just a mere, a little fund of $820 to $850 million in strike funds. So they have some deep bank account pockets for them to utilize, and strategically, instead of just paying all their employees not to work, strike with the picket signs, which they allocate $500 per week per employee, the UAW slush fund for that. Well, they're just taking a couple workers off the assembly line, and that way, because GM apparently did not cross-train employees, the whole factory basically shuts down. Same thing with Ford. When they laid off Ford, the UAW did a strike there, a partial strike, where they took employees off the, I believe it was the paint, as well as the final assembly for the Ford Bronco. And because they didn't cross-train their employees apparently, Ford actually did layoffs and shut down that entire plant because, again, they couldn't finish assembling the product or doing the paint, which I would say logistically and that certainly is a business blunder in and of itself that you don't, it would perhaps it would cost more in the short term to pay employees to cross-train them or to have more robots. But yeah, to have that is not a very prudent business decision. So the UAW is being very strategic, and again, that's a lot of money they could use to hold out. It'll be interesting to see with GM, in terms of the contract negotiations, they seem to be the one that's furthest away from the UAW, as this changed on the ever-increasing almost every minute of the day. There's new offers going back and forth. GM seems to be the one with the most contentious debate and negotiation with the UAW, where the UAW is asking for quite a bit, and GM, who has a proven track record of going bankrupt multiple times through their inception, ever since Billy Durant founded the company when he combined Oldsmobile and Buick back in the day. So it'll be interesting to see how much they can give without going bankrupt. Again, it'll be interesting to see. Let me know if you work at GM or if you're a UAW at GM. How do you think the strikes are going? Do you think the layoffs will have to increase due to the strikes? And how long do you think the strike will go? Because right now, it seems like there's no end in sight. It'll be interesting to see, but as I always say, time shall tell. Thank you everyone for taking the time to tune in today. Again, I know I'm trying to get to 4,000 subscribers by the end of October, so if you can click that button, I'd greatly appreciate it. Also, the feedback is greatly appreciated in the comment section as we make the show better and better together. Lastly, don't forget to take the time to like it, because that also helps out the video to get shared more and more. And also, don't forget to take the time to Tell your family, tell your friends, tell your coworkers, heck, tell your enemies, tell anyone and everyone. Just stay safe and fight the good fight.